Have you ever stood in your kitchen, holding a snack in your hand, and wondered, is this actually good for me at my age? After 50, our bodies begin to change in quiet but important ways. Foods we've eaten our whole lives may affect us differently. Some choices can support our heart, brain, and energy, while others may not be as helpful as we once thought. And that's exactly why today's topic is so important. Because something as small as a handful of nuts, something many of us eat without thinking, can either support healthy aging or work against it, depending on the type we choose. But before we begin, welcome to Over 50. A place created especially for adults who believe that life after 50 can still be strong, active, and full of purpose. Here on this channel, we talk about simple, practical health habits designed for real people over 50. No complicated medical language, no unrealistic promises, just clear, research-informed guidance that helps you take better care of your body, one small step at a time. Because the truth is, getting older doesn't mean giving up your health. It means understanding your body better than ever before and making smarter choices that help you continue enjoying the life you've worked so hard to build. Whether you're 52, 60, 70, or beyond, you deserve information that respects your experience and supports your well-being. So if you care about your heart, your memory, your mobility, and your long-term health, you're in the right place. Now let's talk about something surprising. Many people believe that all nuts are healthy. And while many of them do contain powerful nutrients, some types, especially certain processed or salted varieties, may not be the best option for people over 50. In today's video, we'll explore 4 nuts you may want to avoid or limit, and 4 nuts that research suggests can truly support healthy aging. Some of the answers may surprise you. Let's begin. Have you ever reached into a bowl of nuts thinking you were choosing one of the healthiest snacks possible, only to wonder later if it was actually the right choice for your body? For many people over 60, nuts seem like the perfect food. They're small, convenient, and often called heart-healthy. But here's something that might surprise you. Not all nuts affect the body in the same way, especially as we age. Some nuts may support heart health, brain function, and steady energy. Others, depending on how they're processed or how much we eat, can add extra sodium, unhealthy fats, or compounds that may not be ideal for older adults. So the question becomes, which nuts should seniors be more careful about? And which ones may actually help support healthy aging? Today, we're going to explore 4 nuts many adults over 60 may want to limit or avoid, and 4 nuts that research suggests may offer real benefits for the heart, brain, and overall wellness. And before we begin, a quick reminder, this video is for general education. Everyone's health needs are different, so it's always wise to talk with your healthcare provider before making changes to your diet. Now let's start with the nuts that may not be the best choice for seniors, especially when eaten regularly. One of the first nuts many experts suggest limiting after age 60 is salted peanuts. Now, peanuts themselves are not necessarily unhealthy. In fact, plain peanuts contain protein, healthy fats, and important nutrients like magnesium. But the issue often comes from how they're packaged and prepared. Many store-bought peanuts are heavily salted. A small handful can contain a surprising amount of sodium. And for older adults, sodium intake matters more than ever. As we age, our bodies may become more sensitive to salt. High sodium intake can contribute to increased blood pressure in some individuals, and blood pressure management becomes increasingly important after 60. According to research, excess sodium may place additional strain on the heart and blood vessels over time. Another thing to consider is portion size. Peanuts are easy to overeat. Because they are small and tasty, it's common to eat far more than intended. That can add a lot of extra calories quickly. So if you enjoy peanuts, the better option may be unsalted or dry-roasted varieties and keeping portions moderate. The second nut many seniors may want to approach carefully is macadamia nuts. Macadamias are rich, buttery, and delicious. They're also very high in fat. Now, fat itself is not the enemy. Many nuts contain healthy fats that support heart health. But macadamia nuts contain one of the highest fat levels of any nut. Just a small handful can contain a large number of calories. For seniors who are managing weight, cholesterol levels, or metabolic health, this calorie density can add up quickly. Research suggests that maintaining a healthy weight after 60 may help reduce the risk of several chronic conditions. This doesn't mean macadamias must be completely avoided, but they may be better enjoyed occasionally rather than as a daily snack. The third nut on our list is honey-roasted nuts. This category includes honey-roasted peanuts, almonds, or mixed nuts. The concern here isn't the nut itself, it's the coating. Honey-roasted nuts are often coated in sugar, oils, and sometimes extra sodium. That combination may raise blood sugar levels more quickly compared to plain nuts. For adults over 60 who are watching blood sugar or managing diabetes, these sweetened versions may not be the best everyday choice. Research suggests that keeping blood sugar levels steady can support long-term energy, brain health, and cardiovascular health. So when choosing nuts, it's usually best to go with raw or dry-roasted varieties without added sugars. The fourth nut seniors may want to be cautious with is commercially fried nuts. Some packaged nuts are fried in refined oils to enhance flavor and texture. The concern here is that certain oils, when heated at high temperatures, can create compounds that may contribute to inflammation in the body. Inflammation is a natural process, but chronic inflammation has been linked in research to several age-related health conditions. Choosing nuts that are raw, dry-roasted, or lightly toasted may help reduce exposure to these added oils. Now that we've talked about nuts seniors may want to limit, let's move to the exciting part. There are several nuts that research suggests may actually support healthy aging when eaten in moderation. These nuts contain healthy fats, fiber, vitamins, and plant compounds that may benefit the heart, brain, and digestive system. Let's start with one of the most studied nuts for brain health: walnuts. Walnuts are unique because they contain plant-based omega-3 fatty acids. Many people notice that walnuts actually resemble a tiny brain. While that's just a coincidence, it's a memorable reminder that this nut may support brain health. A small handful a day, about 1 ounce, can be a simple way to include them in your routine. The next nut that may be beneficial for seniors is almonds. Almonds are rich in vitamin E, a nutrient that plays an important role in protecting cells. Vitamin E is also associated with skin health and immune function. For adults over 60, maintaining a strong immune system becomes increasingly important. Almonds also contain fiber and healthy fats, which may help support heart health. Research suggests that almonds may help maintain healthy cholesterol levels when included as part of a balanced diet. They're also very versatile. You can add sliced almonds to oatmeal, yogurt, or salads. Almond butter can also be a nutritious spread when chosen without added sugars. Just remember that almonds are calorie-dense, so a small portion goes a long way. Next on the list are pistachios. Pistachios are sometimes called one of the most mindful nuts. Why? Because they usually come in shells. This simple feature naturally slows down eating. When you have to open each shell, it becomes easier to notice how much you've eaten. Pistachios are also rich in potassium, fiber, and antioxidants. Potassium is an important mineral that may help support healthy blood pressure levels. Many older adults do not get enough potassium in their diet, so pistachios can be a helpful addition. Research also suggests that pistachios may support eye health because they contain compounds like lutein and zeaxanthin. These nutrients are associated with supporting vision as we age. The fourth nut that may be especially helpful for adults over 60 is Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are unique because they contain very high levels of selenium. Selenium is a trace mineral that plays a role in immune function and thyroid health. But here's something important to remember. Brazil nuts are extremely concentrated in selenium. That means you don't need many. In fact, just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day may provide enough selenium for most people. Eating large amounts regularly may provide more selenium than the body needs, so moderation is key. Now that we've covered the nuts that may be helpful and the ones to limit, let's talk about a few simple tips for enjoying nuts in a healthy way after age 60. First, pay attention to portion sizes. Nuts are nutrient-dense, but also calorie-dense. A typical healthy portion is about 1 ounce, which is roughly a small handful. Second, choose simple, minimally processed nuts whenever possible. Look for labels that say raw, dry roasted, or unsalted. This helps reduce added sodium, sugars, and oils. Third, consider how nuts fit into your overall diet. Nuts can be a great addition to meals rather than just a snack. Adding chopped walnuts to oatmeal, almonds to salads, or pistachios to yogurt can provide both flavor and nutrition. Fourth, be mindful of allergies and digestive sensitivity. Some people may find that certain nuts cause digestive discomfort. If you notice bloating or irritation after eating a specific nut, it may be worth discussing with a healthcare professional. And finally, balance matters. No single food determines health on its own. A balanced diet that includes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats tends to support the best long-term outcomes. Nuts can be a wonderful part of that pattern when chosen carefully. Before we finish, here's one more gentle reminder. Nutrition advice online can be helpful, but every person's health situation is unique. If you have heart conditions, kidney issues, food allergies, or are following a medically prescribed diet, it's always best to check with your doctor or a registered dietitian before making significant dietary changes. Your healthcare provider understands your personal health history and can guide you toward choices that work best for you. Growing older brings many opportunities to care for the body in smarter ways. Small choices, like the types of nuts we eat, can add up over time. Choosing simpler, nutrient-rich options may support heart health, brain health, and steady energy as the years go on. And sometimes the healthiest habits are the simplest ones. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe to Over 60. Every week, we share easy-to-understand health information designed especially for adults over 60, covering nutrition, healthy aging, mobility, and everyday habits that may help you feel your best. Thank you for spending a few minutes with us today. And remember, healthy aging isn't about perfection. It's about making small, thoughtful choices, one day at a time. Another helpful thing to understand about nuts after age 60 is how they affect digestion. As we grow older, the digestive system naturally changes. The stomach may produce less digestive acid, and the body may take a little longer to break down certain foods. Because nuts contain healthy fats and fiber, they can sometimes feel heavy for some seniors when eaten in large quantities. This doesn't mean nuts are bad for digestion. In fact, the fiber in many nuts may support gut health and help maintain regular bowel movements. But the key is moderation and paying attention to how your body responds. For example, if you notice that eating a large handful of nuts at once causes bloating or discomfort, you might try smaller portions spread throughout the day. You might also consider pairing nuts with other foods. Adding nuts to yogurt, oatmeal, or fruit can make them easier for the body to digest compared to eating a large portion on their own. Another factor worth discussing is chewing. This might sound simple, but it can make a big difference. Many adults over 60 experience dental changes. Some may have sensitive teeth, dental work, or dentures that make chewing harder foods more difficult. Nuts are naturally firm, and if they aren't chewed well, they may be harder for the stomach to break down. Taking time to chew slowly and thoroughly can help the digestive process begin in the mouth, making it easier for the body to absorb nutrients later on. For seniors who find whole nuts difficult to chew, there are other ways to enjoy their benefits. Nut butters, for example, can be an excellent alternative. Almond butter, walnut butter, or peanut butter can provide many of the same nutrients while being much easier to eat. When choosing nut butter, it's best to look for options that contain only nuts and perhaps a small amount of salt. Some commercial brands add sugar, hydrogenated oils, or unnecessary fillers. Reading labels carefully can help you make a better choice. Another interesting topic when it comes to nuts and aging is heart health. Heart disease remains one of the most common health concerns among older adults in the United States. Because of this, many people over 60 pay closer attention to foods that may support cardiovascular wellness. Research suggests that certain nuts may play a role in heart health when eaten as part of a balanced diet. This may be due to their combination of healthy fats, fiber, plant sterols, and antioxidants. For example, the monounsaturated fats found in almonds and pistachios are similar to the fats found in olive oil. These fats are often associated with heart-friendly dietary patterns such as the Mediterranean diet. These fats may help support healthy cholesterol balance when they replace less healthy fats in the diet. Fiber also plays a role. Nuts naturally contain dietary fiber, which may help support digestive health and can also contribute to feelings of fullness. Feeling satisfied after eating may help some people avoid overeating other less nutritious foods. This can be especially helpful for seniors who are trying to maintain a healthy weight. Weight management after age 60 can become more challenging because metabolism often slows down with age. Physical activity levels may also change due to joint discomfort or other health concerns. Because of this, choosing foods that provide nutrition while supporting fullness can be very helpful. Another fascinating benefit of certain nuts is their antioxidant content. Antioxidants are natural compounds found in many plant foods. They help the body manage oxidative stress, which is a process that occurs when unstable molecules called free radicals accumulate in the body. Over time, oxidative stress may contribute to aging and certain chronic conditions. Many nuts contain antioxidants, particularly walnuts and pistachios. Walnuts contain polyphenols, which are plant compounds that research suggests may support heart and brain health. Pistachios also contain carotenoids, including lutein and zeaxanthin, which are associated with eye health. Vision changes are very common as people age. Conditions such as age-related macular degeneration and cataracts become more common later in life. While no single food can prevent these conditions, diets rich in antioxidant-containing foods may support overall eye health. This is another reason why a variety of nuts can be a valuable addition to the diet. Let's also talk about energy levels. Many adults over 60 mention that their energy levels aren't quite what they used to be. There can be many reasons for this, including sleep quality, physical activity levels, medications, and nutritional habits. Nuts can be a helpful snack when it comes to steady energy. Because they contain a combination of healthy fats, protein, and fiber, they digest more slowly than simple carbohydrates like sugary snacks. This slower digestion may help support more stable blood sugar levels for some individuals. Instead of a quick spike and crash in energy, nuts may provide a more gradual release of fuel. For example, a small snack like a handful of almonds with an apple can be a balanced option that combines fiber, natural sugars, and healthy fats. This type of combination may help support sustained energy throughout the afternoon. Another area where nuts may play a role is brain health. Maintaining cognitive function becomes a priority for many seniors. While brain aging is a natural process, lifestyle factors like diet, physical activity, sleep, and social engagement all play important roles. Research on diet and cognitive health often highlights patterns of eating rather than individual foods. However, nuts frequently appear in dietary patterns associated with healthy aging, such as the Mediterranean diet and the MIND diet. These dietary patterns emphasize foods like vegetables, fruits, whole grains, olive oil, fish, and nuts. The nutrients in nuts that may support brain health include omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, vitamin E, and healthy fats. For example, walnuts contain alpha-linolenic acid, a type of plant-based omega-3 fat. Omega-3 fats are known to play roles in brain structure and function. While fish like salmon are one of the most concentrated sources of omega-3s, walnuts can still contribute beneficial amounts, especially for people who do not eat much seafood. Vitamin E, found in almonds, has also been studied for its role in protecting brain cells from oxidative damage. While research continues in this area, including vitamin E-rich foods as part of a balanced diet may be beneficial for overall health. Let's now discuss something that often surprises people: the importance of how nuts are stored. Nuts contain healthy fats, but those fats can spoil if nuts are stored improperly. When fats are exposed to heat, air, or light for extended periods, they may become rancid. Rancid nuts can develop an unpleasant taste and smell. More importantly, spoiled fats may not be as beneficial for health. To help preserve freshness, it's often recommended to store nuts in airtight containers. Keeping them in a cool, dark place is helpful. Some people even store nuts in the refrigerator or freezer, especially if they buy them in larger quantities. This can extend shelf life and help maintain quality. Another practical tip is buying smaller quantities if you don't eat nuts often. This ensures you're always consuming fresh nuts rather than ones that have been sitting in the pantry for months. Let's also address a common question: should seniors eat nuts every day? For many people, moderate daily consumption of nuts may be part of a healthy diet. Several studies have suggested that regular nut consumption is associated with positive health outcomes, including heart health and longevity. However, moderation remains very important. Because nuts are calorie-dense, very large amounts may lead to excess calorie intake. For most people, a small handful per day is often considered a reasonable portion. Another helpful idea is rotating different types of nuts throughout the week. For example, you might enjoy almonds on Monday, walnuts on Tuesday, pistachios on Wednesday, and so on. This variety helps provide a broader range of nutrients. Different nuts contain different vitamins, minerals, and plant compounds. Variety also helps keep snacks interesting and enjoyable. Now let's briefly talk about roasted versus raw nuts. Some people prefer the flavor of roasted nuts, while others enjoy raw varieties. Both can be healthy options. Dry roasted nuts are typically roasted without added oils, which helps maintain a cleaner ingredient list. Oil-roasted nuts, on the other hand, may contain additional fats depending on the type of oil used. If you choose roasted nuts, dry roasted versions are usually the better option. Also, watch for added salt. Unsalted nuts give you more control over sodium intake. Another topic that's worth mentioning is nut allergies. Although many people develop allergies earlier in life, some individuals may discover sensitivities later on. Symptoms of a nut allergy can vary widely and may include itching, swelling, digestive discomfort, or breathing difficulties. Anyone who suspects a food allergy should speak with a healthcare professional. Food allergies can be serious, so it's always better to approach them with caution. For those who cannot eat nuts, seeds may provide similar nutritional benefits. Sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and flax seeds all contain healthy fats and nutrients that support overall health. These foods can often be used in similar ways, such as adding them to oatmeal, yogurt, or salads. Now let's talk about another helpful strategy: combining nuts with other nutrient-rich foods. For example, adding chopped walnuts to oatmeal can increase both protein and healthy fats in the meal. Sprinkling pistachios on a salad can add texture and flavor while boosting nutrition. Almond butter on whole grain toast can be a satisfying breakfast or snack. These combinations help create balanced meals that include protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Balanced meals tend to be more satisfying and may support stable energy levels. Hydration is another important piece of the puzzle. Fiber-rich foods like nuts work best when the body is well hydrated. Drinking enough water throughout the day can support digestion and help fiber move smoothly through the digestive system. Many seniors unintentionally drink less water than they need, so making hydration a daily habit can support overall wellness. Another interesting benefit of nuts relates to bone health. As people age, maintaining strong bones becomes increasingly important. While calcium and vitamin D often receive the most attention, other minerals also play important roles in bone health. Nuts contain minerals like magnesium and phosphorus, which are involved in bone structure and metabolism. Almonds, for example, provide a notable amount of magnesium. Magnesium supports many processes in the body, including muscle function and bone health. Including magnesium-rich foods as part of a balanced diet may contribute to overall skeletal health. Physical activity is also essential for maintaining strong bones and muscles. While nuts alone cannot maintain bone strength, they can be part of a lifestyle that includes nutritious eating and regular movement. Healthy fats found in nuts are important for brain structure, and some nutrients in nuts are involved in neurotransmitter function. For example, magnesium and healthy fats play roles in many processes related to brain signaling. While nuts are certainly not a treatment for mood concerns, including nutrient-dense foods as part of a balanced diet may support overall mental wellness. Social habits also matter. Sharing healthy snacks with family or friends can make nutritious eating more enjoyable. Many seniors find that preparing simple snack bowls with nuts, fruit, and yogurt can create opportunities for connection and conversation. Healthy eating doesn't have to feel restrictive. Instead, it can be about discovering enjoyable foods that support well-being while still being satisfying and delicious. Some nuts, particularly those that are heavily salted, sugar-coated, or fried in oils, may not be the best everyday choice for many seniors. Limiting these types can help reduce extra sodium, added sugars, and unnecessary calories that the body may not need. On the other hand, simple and natural options like walnuts, almonds, pistachios, and even a small amount of Brazil nuts can offer valuable nutrients that support the body as it ages. These nuts provide healthy fats, fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that research suggests may support heart health, brain function, steady energy, and overall wellness when eaten in moderation. But perhaps the most important lesson is this: balance matters more than perfection. Healthy aging isn't about cutting out every food you enjoy. It's about making thoughtful choices most of the time, paying attention to portion sizes, and choosing foods that nourish your body. A small handful of the right nuts each day, combined with a balanced diet, regular movement, good sleep, and social connection, can all work together to support a healthier and more active life after 50. And remember, everyone's body is different. If you have specific health conditions, such as heart disease, kidney concerns, food allergies, or diabetes, it's always a good idea to speak with your doctor or a registered dietitian before making major changes to your diet. They can help you decide what works best for your personal health needs. If you found today's video helpful, make sure to subscribe to Over 60 DARS and turn on notifications. Every week, we share simple, research-informed health tips designed especially for adults over 50, covering nutrition, healthy habits, mobility, and ways to support your body as the years go by. Thank you for spending time with us today. And remember, healthy aging doesn't come from one big change. It comes from small, consistent choices made day after day, that help you continue enjoying life, staying active, and feeling your best for many years to come.